Hey friends, Christy here over at Crafty Christy's Creations, and today I have another fun project for you. I know it's been a little while since we've done anything not paper related, so here is a fun little project for you. We're going to make some temporary tattoos, and this is the tattoo paper that I'm using, but I will say I totally goofed up when I bought it and had a brain fart of what kind of printer I have. So I bought the type that is made for a laser printer when I have an inkjet printer. So you'll see the color doesn't turn out quite as vibrant and there's some smearing involved, but I think that's all because I didn't buy the right kind of paper for my printer. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump in and I'll show you how we can do this. Okay, so to get started here, I am using my Halloween Clip Art SVG bundle here, but you can use any SVGs that you have to do this. And what I'm going to do is make the media size letter size because that is what fits in my printer. And then I'm going to turn on my print border so we can make sure everything fits inside that printed area. And I'm just going to grab all of the designs here and just scoot them over a little bit and kind of rearrange them a little more so I can fit even more on this page. And I can change some colors to things right here. I make that black. And I'm going to make this one actually bigger. So I'm holding down Shift and Alt, and that is actually resizing from the center. I'm going to take my little cat and scoot him over. Scoot that over. Now, we're not going to be putting cut borders around each of these. You certainly could treat this as a print and cut, but I'm just going to freehand cut all of these out as, as they're needed to get used. But you could certainly, make each a certain size and then fit it into a little square. We could do that. Let's see. Put that there. Let's make this little boo a little bigger. Can make our ghost bigger. This guy, I'm going to put him over here. Again, I'm just trying to make sure I have a decent size border around each of these so when I go to fussy cut them, it'll cut nicely. Just enlarging. And I'm going to put all my words together. Make this a little bit bigger as well. So you have to let go of your mouse before you let go of that Shift and Alt. Otherwise, it'll do like you just saw. It'll go back to the other size. Happy Halloween. Okay, and I'm going to hold down Alt or Option on a Mac. I'm going to click on my little ghost, and I'm going to drag another copy. And I'm going to put that there, let go of the click before you let go of the Alt button. And same thing, I'm holding down Alt, clicking on my little kitty, and I'm going to pull that one down here. You certainly could go through if you left these smaller and just duplicate all of them below, but I don't have that much space. So I'm just going to grab each one, again, holding down that Alt. You can see you get that plus with the arrow, and then I can click and grab another copy down here. Again, the same thing we're going to do with our little potions bottle. And let's grab these bats as well. All right, so that looks pretty good on this page. I think that fills it up nicely. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab everything. So Control A to select all, Control G to group them together. If you're interested in getting your own set of keyboard shortcuts, you can do that over at craftychristyscreations.com /silhouette shortcuts. And then you can follow along as I use all these keyboard shortcuts to make designing a lot faster. So I've gone ahead and I've grouped all these designs together. And in order for me to print this on my tattoo paper, I have to mirror the design. So I'm going to come over to the replicate panel and I'm going to mirror the design. And then I'm going to get rid of the original. And then I'm going to pull over the mirrored design. Get that lined up on there. And now all that's left to do is go ahead and come up here to our print panel. And I just like to zoom out and make sure everything looks good here. And then I can go ahead and print and hit print. So I've got mine all printed out here. And if you look at it closely, you can see like it's got little dots and it looks kind of weird. Well, I realized that I accidentally bought the kind that is actually made for a laser printer and I have an inkjet printer. So this could change the outcomes of how things look and work. And it does say in the directions that for your inkjet printer, you want to dry your design. So they recommend either taking a hair dryer to the design or letting it sit for an hour before placing the adhesive backing on. So since I am not that patient to wait an hour, I've got my little heat tool here. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and heat set the designs here. It might warp the paper a little bit, but let's see what happens. Okay, so now you can tell my paper is a little bit warped. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pull out my mat to hold this down. So I'm just pulling out my mat here to help. Maybe this can help with some of the warping. So I'm just going to apply this to my mat. And I'm going to leave a little room around the edge. So that way I can line up the other piece on top of it. Again, this sticker paper was made for a laser printer and I have an inkjet printer, so that could be part of the results. Might look a little different. You can see there's some smearing. You know, perhaps the ink didn't really soak in because it's not meant for this kind of paper. But I'm hoping this is going to help a little bit here. Okay, and then the next step, it comes with clear adhesive. This is the sticky part. And I'm just going to peel one corner. You can see where I've touched it. That's the sticky edge there. And I'm just going to apply that to this corner up here. And I'm going to try to find that nice and straight on there. And then I'm just going to slowly peel the backing. And then while I'm peeling the backing, I'm going to slowly press with this hand and work the bubbles out as I peel. And because of some of the warping and I didn't go slow, you can see some of this design is already kind of running a little bit. But I think that wouldn't be a problem if I had used the correct tattoo paper for my printer. Then we wouldn't have had all of the running on the design here. I'll go ahead and finish peeling this corner. And this is also why I left some room. Even with this method, it's not completely straight. I've got some that runs off the bottom there. Okay, so now that it's completely covered, let's go ahead and test it out. All right, so I'm going to peel the entire sheet off of my sticky mat. And then we'll try this little potion bottle. So I'm just going to fussy cut this, just a little square around the design. I think that'll work. And then I'm just going to peel the clear backing off of it. So it should leave the sticky adhesive on here. Now, you do want to cut that a little bit closer because all this sticky adhesive is actually going to stay stuck to your skin. So I'm just going to cut that a little better, and then I'm just going to apply it to my hand here. Apply it to my hand, and then I've got some water. And now it's just like any other temporary tattoo. You want to wet it. Get it good and wet on there. And then you can see the backing's already coming off. We'll peel that off. And there you go. So that is how you can make some awesome temporary tattoos just in time for Halloween. And they would make a great alternative to sending candy out with the trick-or-treaters.